Movies in the romantic genre used to be way more interesting. Kate and Leopold is a romantic comedy, and City of Angels is a romantic drama. Now, Kate and Leopold, you will see the cover and you will just think, oh my god, this is just a chick flick. And the same goes for City of Angels, but both these movies are actually way more interesting, and I actually saw them because a lot of romantic movies before had more depth that a lot of people see them for. Kate and Leopold is a story of these two people that are from different times, literally different times. This is a time travel romantic comedy where Leopold is a man from the past that he's a scientist. He's the man that invented the elevator. And it's so interesting because of a man from the future that's another situation, because of someone he's going to end up in the future, and because he made a prototype of the first elevator, since he's in the future, all of the elevators stopped working. All of the elevators stopped working. The person that brought him from the past just so happened to have an accident because they went to try and go to an elevator, but the whole inside part of the elevator doesn't exist because Leopold is not in the past to present the first prototype of the elevator. And it's very funny because everybody sees that his butler name is Otis. And whenever you get inside elevators, you see that it's like written there, Otis. And he explains that the reason why he gave the name Otis to the elevator is because the Otis, his butler, like was the prototype for the elevator because the elevator will help people the same way that Otis helps people. Now, the movie goes like that, and Kate is this independent woman in the future, right? She's this independent woman in the future that she works for one of the best publicity companies in New York, right? And she always has these problems with men because she's so independent and she's like so herself that a lot of men feel intimidated by her. Now, for Leopold, that is a man from the past, and even in science, a lot of women in the past are boring for him. A lot of women are boring for him because they just say yes and they accept and they do everything. But Kate, no. Kate thinks. Kate does things. Kate actually makes him think. So people would think that they were like wrong for each other, but they're not. But they're not. Because Leopold brings out this more like caring side of Kate, that side of hers that is like a woman that wants to be taken care of, a woman that wants to be wooed, a woman that wants to be courted, right? And Leopold does all of these things. He does all of these things that men in the future in the 20th century don't do for her. So yeah, they actually are a perfect match. And you see that. And it's interesting because to me, it involves also science. And before they actually would tell stories that would be way more interesting than just, oh my God, they meet each other, they have to meet cute, and then they have like a problem and they don't talk for a certain time. And then all of a sudden at the end, they're going to be together again. No, a lot of movies had like these several lessons that you would learn throughout the whole movie with the different characters that were in the movie. Now, going to the City of Angels, the City of Angels is more a romantic drama that involves sacrifice. It talks about sacrifice. It talks about grief. It talks about it's the story about this woman that she's a surgeon and an angel that every time that, like, for example, someone in the hospital where she's working, the angel sees it and the angel fell in love with her. Now that's a relationship that by itself it's impossible. By itself the relationship is impossible from the get-go. But he fell in love with her while watching her work at the hospital. And she didn't know, but she always felt that something was watching her, was seeing her, but she couldn't tell what it was. It was him. It was always him. It was always him. It was always him. And he was always working at the hospital because he would take out the souls. When the people would, he was there to get the souls, to get the souls. Now, the story goes and it goes and it goes, and you're gonna see the sacrifice that is going to happen. And there's this discussion that it's like people are saying, we don't understand, why is God doing this? Why did God did this? I don't understand. Why would you do this? And there's like these whole like discussions about whether you accept it or not. Like, I mean, y'all literally have to see the movie because there's several people that cried watching that movie. The first time that I saw it, I was a teenager, and I like to rewatch movies when I was like a certain age to see how I will react to them in different ages that I got. And the more that I watched that movie again and again, I started accepting more and more all of like the things that before I could not accept, because there's a lot of things that while you see the movie that they're gonna actually make you like contest, and you're gonna be like, no, but why did this happen? Why couldn't it happen a different way? But again, it's a drama. It's not supposed to have the end, like that happy ending that you want. It's supposed to make you think.